Hello, Token Metrics family. I hope you guys are doing well. This is your host Mehdi Farooq with yet another episode of Crypto Deep Dive. Today we'll be basically doing a deep dive on the investment thesis and valuation perspective of Polkadot. As you might be aware, Polkadot auction is coming up. And since the auction is coming up, does it make sense to bond some of your Polkadot tokens or perhaps buy Polkadot tokens based on the speculation that Polkadot from the current prices will do well? So guys, I won't be doing a deep dive on how Polkadot works or some of the developments within the ecosystem, but rather give you my 2 cents on how I'm framing my investment decision for Polkadot. For full disclosure, I also own some Polkadot in my portfolio. That being said, you can think of Polkadot as Ethereum 2.0 hedge or Ethereum put option. So the reason I say that is Ethereum will be implementing proof of stake and will have certain new design features within its architecture, such as sharding, and these things are untested, and these things are also a few years away. Polkadot will do its auction in a few weeks' time, and the word is that they might be able to deploy faster than Ethereum. So even before Ethereum 2.0 is launched, we'll have a competitor ready. So Polkadot might perhaps take some of Ethereum's market share. And you can basically buy Polkadot to kind of hedge against your Ethereum that, okay, you have this new incumbent that is starting to take market share. I don't want this incumbent to be so strong that it takes away a huge chunk of my Ethereum profit or huge chunk of the Ethereum market share. So you can hedge your Ethereum bet by buying Polkadot. Similarly, a lot of features are untested. It could also be true that Ethereum proof of stake, sharding, new implementation might fail, and you can hedge that bet by Polkadot. Apart from that, for me, the most visible and evident investment thesis for Polkadot is the fact that I'm by Polkadot playing the narrative of multiple multi-chain future. So Polkadot ecosystem is such that their blockchain is interoperable. That means Polkadot will have a relay chain which will be connected with about 100 parachains, and these parachains on individual level will be a blockchain of its own. And these blockchains will be able to communicate with each other and will also be able to bridge assets between each other. For me, this is very powerful. So if you've seen my video on Moonriver, I describe that Ethereum can actually be launched on Polkadot thanks to this interoperability. And thanks to the fact that these blockchains can communicate with each other, Polkadot as a layer 0, not a layer 1, but a layer 0, has a very, very unique value proposition that, in my opinion, a lot of portfolios should own. And it comes as no surprise. If you look at some of the hedge funds largest holding in terms of crypto, Polkadot will be amongst top 3. Apart from that, one of the technical designs, the way these blockchains are, developers have a very friendly toolkit in presence of Substrate, where they can customize their own blockchain. And because of this highly customizability of the blockchain, I feel like it makes it easier for developers to kind of deploy their code or basically focus on the business case rather than some of the technical side, such as launching your own blockchain. So for me, this is also a very strong value proposition. One of the overlooked features by the market is the Polkadot's on-chain governance. So we see in Ethereum that we don't have any on-chain governance, rather things are decided off-chain. And because of that, we have seen some folks happening in past history, such as just one example is Ethereum Classic. Polkadot will have its own on-chain governance, and I think it's widely unappreciated by the market at the moment. And some of the themes I'm seeing within DeFi, governance is coming strongly into play. So if you thought governance is some feature that should be taken lightly, I believe that's not true with the emergence and rise of DAOs and some of the DeFi protocol where governance plays a huge role in terms of the liquidity provision. I think on-chain governance will be a game changer for different layer ones. That being said, Polkadot is also very unique in a sense that developers can test their wildest idea on Kusama before launching on Polkadot. So you can also kind of see it as a blockchain, which is very, very secure, very, very safe, and very, very calculated. So for me, this is also a very attractive value proposition that I'm owning a blockchain that kind of hedges itself out by having a Kusama as a canary network. So main part of my investment thesis is that Polkadot will have cross-chain communication, cross-chain messaging, cross-chain liquidity provision, cross-chain asset transfer. So it's truly a feature of a multi-chain universe, a multi-chain world. Uh, so having that cross communication is important. So I just wanted to present this tweet from March 2021 that this cross-chain communication has already been played and has already been tested. So this is where Hydra DX basically completed a cross-chain token transfer on Polkadot using on their testnet using the cross-chain communication protocol of Polkadot. So it's not something which is an idea. They've already tested it out, and once the auction goes through, you kind of start seeing some of this cross-chain communication happening. So if you are looking for an interoperability play, looking for a multi-chain future, Polkadot has a very strong value proposition with regards to that. So at current market price, market expects Polkadot to just capture around 9 to 10% of Ethereum's market share. So one way to think about is, what is the probability you will assign that Polkadot becomes a serious competitor to Ethereum? So at current price of 44, market assumes that there's 9 to 10% probability. But in my own opinion, I believe the probability of Polkadot becoming a serious competitor to Ethereum is between 20 to 25%. And in this scenario, Polkadot's target price and valuation fair value on per token basis should be between $89 to $111. That means a ROI of 100% to 154% from current prices. Also, when I say that I think Polkadot can capture 20 to 25% of Ethereum's market share, it came on the basis of fundamental analysis. If you look at the team, if you look at the developer community, and if you even look at the founder, Gavin Wood, he was the one who created Solidity language, which is one of the backbones of Ethereum at the moment. So all of these fundamentals makes me bullish that, okay, it can capture about 20%, but also some of the fundamentals on paper. So if you look at this chart over here, at the moment, the highest developer activity remains on Kusama and Polkadot, and which is more than Ethereum and Cardano. So when I say it becomes a serious competitor, there is evidence that in terms of developer activity, the developer activity is quite strong, and after auctions, the hard work they have done for a few years will be on display in terms of the market share capture. Again, here what we have done is we have tried to value fully diluted valuation of Polkadot with regards to different competitors. Now you can see Ethereum is around like going near 500 billion, while Solana around 90 billion, Cardano around similar level, and Binance Smart Chain also on the similar level. So with regards to competition, Polkadot is relatively cheaper to other smart contracts such as Binance, Cardano, Solana, Ethereum, but it's slightly more overvalued if you compare it to, let's say, Luna, Atom, and some of the other chains like AVAX and Algo. But since even if we kind of do a landscape analysis with some blue chip names such as Binance Smart Chain, BNB Token, Solana, Ethereum, it's still, I would say, in the middle of the range rather than being too expensive or being too undervalued. Now, but interesting story emerges if we try to do the network effect per dollar value. So over here, what I've done is I've divided the total Discord member and try to assign how much per dollar value in terms of market cap is being associated with one Discord member. I've used Discord rather than Twitter because Discord kind of gives you a better proxy for network effect since it has both users and developers, and Discord member tend to be more genuine versus Twitter, who are just there sometimes just for banter. So in this case, I would say DOT is more cheaper than Solana, Luna, Atom, and it's only slightly more expensive, and it's only expensive relative to Ethereum. If we do an exercise where we compare how much market share of crypto can Polkadot take, since it's an interoperable blockchain, and if it's a success, it can take a huge chunk of the whole crypto space, and different blockchains can develop on top of Polkadot. So in that scenario, we have done this exercise where over here we have the total crypto market capitalization. At the moment, we are ranging around 2.5 to 3, but let's say in the future, we range around between 3 to 4. And let's say Polkadot kind of takes 2.5% to 3.25% market share of the whole uh, crypto space. In this case, we can see a target price of Polkadot being $68 to $118. So this is the range we can think of Polkadot capturing. Of course, that depends if Polkadot is a success and it's an interoperable blockchain, can communicate between different blockchains, and other projects kind of migrate towards Polkadot. And similar exercise can be done with regards to global equity. At the moment, at the current prices, market assumes it will only take around 0.05%, which is like a very tiny fraction of the global total market cap of global equity. So this is the range. But let's say, hypothetically, if it's a success and it takes on a crypto space by storm, it can actually take 0.5% market share of the whole equity market. Then we are seeing a target price range between 407 to 453. And you can become that bullish if you kind of assume a situation where it's an interoperable blockchain. Some of the real world applications kind of migrate towards Polkadot to kind of use it as a hub for everything blockchain. And in that case, you can kind of see this scenario playing out. But in my case, it would be a blue sky scenario. So I can expect it to take 0.1%. And in that case, you have a range between 80 to 91. So in this exercise, what we are trying to do is we're trying to value Polkadot based on the supply shock that the Parachain auction will produce. So for instance, we know that at the moment, the DOT price is around $43. And we also know based on this, the total fully diluted market valuation of Polkadot is $43 billion. Now, if you go on CoinGecko, or you go on CoinMarketCap, you see the volume divided by market cap of Polkadot is 0.03412. That means for $1 of market cap, you just have $0.03 or 0.034 cents trading. So let's say if I were to invest in large amount, there will be huge increment and slippage in the price. So what I'm trying to say here is that, okay, if I buy, let's say $1 billion of Polkadot tomorrow, because 60% of the Polkadot is already staked and a lot of Polkadot is being used for bonding, there isn't much Polkadot available on exchanges. And because of that, big orders of Polkadot can lead to huge increment or huge impact on prices. So based on the volume divided by market cap impact, I can say that $1 of buying of Polkadot can actually lead to around $30 of, let's say 1 billion buying of Polkadot can actually in short run cause about $29 billion worth of price impact. So based on the fact that 60% of it's staked, there's a lot of bonding that's going to happen because of auction. We can basically take this ratio as a market cap multiplier. So let's say when the auctions are happening, users who want to take part in these auctions will have to go in the market, in the dexes, or in Binance, for example, and get these Polkadot. And getting this Polkadot will have an impact on Polkadot's prices. So this multiplier is very high. It's about 30. But assuming and being very conservative, I estimate that, okay, 1 billion buying of Polkadot at current prices can have about $15 billion impact on market prices, because majority of the Polkadot is not in circulation. It's staked or it's already bonded. So in my model, this was the main factor. And then what I've done is I've said that, okay, you know what, from 2022 to 2026 onwards, when this auction process is happening, every year large part of Polkadot will be taken out of supply, will be taken out of circulation. And because of this, this multiplier will increase 25% year on year. Then what I've also done is, based on Kusama's calculation and based on uh, some of the bonding that has already occurred on Polkadot ecosystem, I'm assuming one parachain auction on average will cost $40 million. So you need to like stake about $40 million worth of Polkadot in order to kind of win the auction. And this auction price, since what I'm assuming is going forward, will increase 20% every year. So at the moment, I have a project I want to buy. I wanna get one of the chains in Polkadot auction, one of the parachains. Maybe in 2023, I have to pay more because the ecosystem gets very popular. So based on that, I'm assuming over here that 20% price of Parachain auction cost will increase year on year. So this 20% will increase on 2023, and then on 2024 there will be a 20% increase further, 23% further, 20% further. And then what I've done is I've also assumed, because of the guidance given by Polkadot and what we have seen with Kusama within the last 6 months, there has been 10 auctions. I'm assuming on annual basis there will be 20 auction, even though the indication is that there will be one auction every 2 weeks. In my model, I'm assuming there will be slightly less than that. So based on this, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to calculate the true value, the fair value of Polkadot through this auction process. So I'm also introducing an element of risk. So for example, there is a risk that these auction might fail, or the fact that some of my calculation and assumptions here will be bad. So because of that, I've assumed a discount rate of 15%. So whatever value I am calculating, it could be wrong 15%, and hence I have to use that as a discount factor. So based on these assumptions, I have modeled yearly impact on Polkadot's market cap over here in 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, and 2026. And then based on these calculations, these are millions by the way, what I've done is I've calculated the net present value. So in 2022, this is the impact on Polkadot's prices, Polkadot's market cap. This is in 2023, this is in 2024, 25, 26. And I've divided each of these number by, let's say, 15%. And I've also multiplied this 15% by the number of years we are going ahead, in order to kind of show you the net present value, and also kind of incorporate some of the risk and incorporate some of the assumptions that I've used that might be wrong. So based on my model, I can see that the impact on prices of Polkadot from here onwards could be more than 221%, and the fair value of Polkadot based on my assumption is $95.16. Okay, I might be wrong. This is, of course, these are some of the scenarios. So what I've done is I've also laid out 3 scenarios that can happen. One is, this is my base case scenario where I get the target price of $95.2, but I also have a bear case scenario, a bull case scenario. So in bear case scenario, the market cap multiplier is way lower. So instead of 15, I have 10. And instead of cost increasing for auction 20% year on year, I have cost increasing by 10%. Then the multiplier, because each year there will be scarcity of Polkadot circulation. In my model, I've assumed 25% increment in this market cap multiplier that we saw here. But in the bear case, I'm saying instead of a 25% increase in the multiplier, there is a 15%. Apart from that, in my model, I'm saying that there is a 15% chance that there's a huge risk the project will fail, or some of my assumption will be wrong. Over here, I've increased the probability of that happening, so the discount rate is higher. That reduces the net present value of Polkadot. And based on these assumptions, I get 3 scenarios and 3 target price. So if you assume from here onwards, Polkadot is in absolute trouble, things don't go according to plan, the target price is $33. Base case, target price is $95. And if everything runs smoothly and it exceeds market expectation, the target price is $176.5. If you're like me, if you think the scenario is such that the probability of happening all of these three is equal. So I have this price, I have this price, I have this price, and these scenarios have a have an equal likelihood of happening. What is the expected average value of Polkadot? So in this case, the expected value, let's say there is a 33% chance that Polkadot sees a bear case, 33% chance it sees my base case, and 33% chance it sees my bull case. So the probability weighted target price in this case is $101.56. So that makes, according to my model, makes buying Polkadot even at current price, the risk reward is asymmetric. It's favored towards the return side. Now, and if you really like Polkadot, and if I made you bullish on Polkadot, then you'll perhaps look for an entry. Now, the Polkadot has seen a quite a rally from this trend line. It came around $11, and then since then it has trended up really nicely. Now, if there's a correction, one could wait for it to come down to this level around 22, 23, and basically be happy buying the dip. But of course, since a lot of agents within the market are bullish on Polkadot, and you also want the exposure to Polkadot, what you can do is basically look out for breakouts. So we can see a lot of resistance around this level. So let's say if we kind of see a breakout at around 48, 49, and then see a clear break of 50, which is also the psychological mark, then we can perhaps go and see our target price, which is around $90 to $100. Hypothetically, if you do enter at a breakout of 50 and the trade works perfectly, then one of the exits you can look at is 95 mark. This is the GAN resistance, plus that's also the fair valuation we are getting from some of our models that I've described earlier. So 90 before 95, take profit, exit the trade. That's the advice I would give you. I hope you guys enjoyed my analysis, a deep dive on Polkadot, its investment thesis, its valuation. I hope you stay tuned for the next episode of Crypto Deep Dive. This is your host Mehdi Farooq, Senior Investment Analyst at Token Metrics, signing off. See you next time.